Hi, and welcome back to It's a Miracle Beauty. My name is Brandy and I am a pan challenge enthusiast. My goal is to utilize my makeup and not buy all new. Now that being said, my goal is not hitting pan or finishing every product. My goal is to make progress in my makeup. And then the other side of the coin is that I will have new things at times because I do not stop myself from buying all new makeup. I'm just limiting my purchases with a modified no buy. So this is an update for my pan 23 and 23. I previously posted my 10 and my full face rolling pans. This one is a little bit bigger and it does take more time on its own. So we are going to jump right in. So the first product, my goal was to use it 5 times. I used it more than 5 and I was able to finish it. It is the Stila One Step. It's one of the older ones in my collection. So I am going to roll in another primer. I am going to roll in the Farsali Skin Tone. This is the bigger size that was sold at Sephora. And if you like Farsali and you follow them, you would know they've not been in Sephora since 2020. So this is old. It still works, smells good, everything else. So I'm going to try to utilize it and get my money's worth. Next is the Essence Fresh and Fit primer. This one, my goal was 5 times. I used it 5 times. That is where we're at, a little bit lower than that probably after this month. This is not my favorite. This probably will roll out at the end of February, but I do want to see how much I can use of it. So Kosas Concealer was next. That one was new in December. My goal was to use it 10 times. I used it at least 10 times, and that is going to stay in the challenge. Next is the Tarte Glow Wand. It does look like this. I am literally picking the bottom of this. Like I have to put it in and close it and then figure it out and then open it to get it all out. So this is, in my mind, this is completed. I am going to keep trying to scrape a little bit, but I am rolling it out because it is hard. It is definitely not going to last a whole nother month. So that one is coming out. And rolling in is the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm and Pinkgasm. These are much like the contour I mentioned in another video. These are not my favorite products, so I do want to get my money's worth and get them the heck out of here. So next is the Too Faced Pineapple Palette. This is from the Tutti Frutti collection. These shadows all had minimal use. They had been used, but they haven't been used a lot prior to today. And the one over here is the one who got the most use during the month. I'm trying to not blind you guys, and it's not working well. But this one over here got the most used, and second was probably this brown over here. So that is staying in the challenge. We're going to keep going. My goal for that was 7 times. I used it 7 times. That Glow Wand by Tarte, my goal was 15, and I used it more than 15. I used it almost every single day. One that is a hard declutter, there's a few declutters in here, but one is a very hard declutter, is the Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush. This is the one that has the door with the cream, and they look like this. This is old. It's hard to use. My goal for this was 15. I forced myself to use it 5 before I took it completely out of my collection. Everything is dry, acting different, not easy to blend. It's just a problem. And I don't normally have a problem with her products. I have almost everything she has, and I don't have any problem with her stuff. So this is old. Now, true caveat. 1, this was released a million years ago. 2, when I purchased it, I got it half off at Sephora because they were discontinuing it. And it's been in my collection for this long. I had the choice to use it and I did not grab it. So either I didn't love it as much as I want to act like I do, or 2, I have too much crap and I forgot I had it. So either way, it is my fault, not the brand's, that this expired and no longer works. So after all that, we are throwing this away. And rolling in its place is going to be the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. I've probably used this once or twice. It's pretty much brand new. This is one that dry skin people tend to love, so I want to try it more and decide if I like it or not. If I don't like it, it was a $4 powder, $6 powder, I'm going to get rid of it. So next is the BFF Piggy Liner. Is it Piggy? Piggy Bake. Piggy Bake. So this is a true purple, like it's not even like a lavender. It's like an actual purple, or violet's probably too dark, but either way, it's a true purple. I was having trouble using this. I love putting color in my bottom waterline, and this looks like trash every single time. So I was trying to find another way to utilize it and use as much as I could, and that ABH Carly Bible palette, this looks fantastic with it. The 5th time, because my goal was 5, I used it 5 times. The 5th time I used it that way and fell in love with that look. So I'm going to keep this in the challenge, hopefully try to use these together and get some of those used up. Next is the Fenty Cream Blush. This is in Wine. This, my goal was to use it 8 times. I used it 8 times. This is not exhibiting the same symptoms as the other one is. They were bought on the same day. This one still is very creamy, works fantastic. It's one of my favorites. It does not go on the skin as dark as it looks, as long as you do pat off and kind of infuse it into your brush versus like painting it on immediately. So my goal for that one was 8 times. I used it 8 times. Next is my Pure bronzer, and if you saw the introduction, this one is a 6-month shelf life. I assume it's because of the cocoa in it, but I'm not sure. This is getting those little lines when it's getting ready to hit pan, so I am going to keep using this as long as it still smells good, works good, and this is probably either my all-time favorite or one of my all-time favorite bronzers. So I enjoy using it. When I pan, I have to use things I enjoy or I won't use them. I'll just skip past them and say, never mind. So I have to put things I enjoy. Another one I truly enjoy and is an oldie but goodie, especially for those that get BoxyCharm. This is the Cover FX palette. Mine's actually, the door to it is broken. I broke it pretty early in the process. This was, my goal was 15 and I use this 15. I'm really only actively panning those 2 middle shades. It's a finishing and an inner corner highlight. Those are only 2. The other ones, they're okay, but they're not anything great. But those 2 powders are fantastic. So Fenty highlighter is next. This is in the shades Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. This had some use before I started, but we're getting some more going. It's definitely showing it. My goal for this was 9 or 8 times. I used it 9 or more. I actually marked 9 because I wasn't paying attention, but I used it more than that. Next is the Tarte Eyebrow Pencil and the Glossier Boy Brow. These were both 5 times goal, 5 times use. Exact same thing I've said, and all the other stuff is these are my oldest brow gel and pencils. There's 1 in each challenge of each, and until they go bad or finish, I'm going to keep using them. Next is an ancient oldie but goodie. This is my Milk Makeup, and this is in the color Jam Room. This is like an iridescent bluish light purple. I'm not sure how to look, but I don't want to put it on my hand because it ends up on everything until it dries, and I will end up with it all over my face somehow because I just can't control myself, I guess. This is one I was having trouble finding uses for. My goal was 1 to 2 times. I used it once, but one thing I realized is this is a great primer when you're using pastel or iridescent type shades because it blends with them instead of working against them, and it also doesn't brighten them or anything else. So it becomes a dried down shell and it creates this layer, and so I'm actually using that for that right now. Again, I'm not expecting to finish it. I just want to get some use because I paid good money for it. Next is the Hourglass Scattered Lights Eyeshadow in Vivid. This is one of those expensive personal shadows. This is in a green color. My goal was to use this 5 times. I used it 5 times. On the 5th time, I used this on my outer corner on a non-green look, and it was actually a neutral look, and it looked fantastic. So I'm going to try to use it like that to see if I can get some more use out of it because those are expensive. Next is the LA Girl. This is in Mermaid Blue. This is an eyeliner. This is one that I am not loving. It is definitely giving me some problems. It's not looking good on the waterline anymore. I probably should declutter it now, but I want to see if I sharpen it, if I can get some more use out of it and see how it goes. It's LA Girl. It's cheap. I'm not looking to use forever, so that may roll out and something may roll in its place. Another decluttered product that I hate that I thought I loved back in the day, I have no idea. This is by Too Faced. This is about halfway or a little less than halfway left in it. I used this 10 times, and my goal was to use it 10 times. In the last 5, I had to mix with Rare Beauty because this is so drying on my skin. Now, this is the original formula. This is not the, it's not Mica. What's the one? Is it Mica that's the one they're not putting in it? There's a brand new version that is not got certain powders in it or certain ingredients in it. So I can't remember. It might be Mica, it might not be, but this one is the, old version, and I am getting rid of that. And if it wasn't old as hell, I would give it away or donate it, but it is ancient. Like that's at least 3 or 4 years old, which for powders isn't bad, but it's still not something I'd want to give to someone because they might keep it another 3 or 4 years not realizing it's old or whatever. So the next one, and I'm just hauling through these guys because this is a long one. Makeup or MAC lip primer. MAC lip primer. This is to stop feathering. This is to help moisturize your lips before you put your lipstick on. This, my goal was 15. I used it well over 15. I'm just going to keep using this until something, feels off or I don't feel like using it anymore. Then next is the Kaleidos Diamond Dasher, and this was the goal was to use 5 times. I used it 5 times. This is a diamond color, like the white, with a pink shift. And I use this in my inner corner or sometimes for lead lid topper. That's pretty much how I'm utilizing that. So another one I'm getting rid of, not getting rid of, but getting out of the challenge is this Essence Lip Liner. It works great. I loved it, but it's $3 or $4. I don't want to waste time doing that when I could be doing something else. So I'm going to take that out. And you know what I just realized? I didn't tell you what I was rolling in. Hold on a second. Well, we're going to roll 2 in because we're going to roll in for that powder or the Too Faced powder. We're going to roll in. We're going to roll in the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. And then for the lip liner, we are going to roll in a ColourPop liner in Crazy, which is like a blue. And I didn't roll in for the Natasha Denona. I am rolling in my Fenty Into Sun Powder Bronzer. I own a lot of Fenty. I enjoy Fenty, but they are getting older at this point because I have too much and I use them all. Okay, so now we're on track. Essence, my goal was 12 times. I used it pretty much every day because it's a very neutral pink color and I was able to do that. And then another one I'm rolling out, not because there's anything wrong with it, just because it's a little bit hard to use with my makeup style. I wear nude lipsticks almost every single day because I wear colorful eye looks. Well, if you wear a colorful eye look and you wear a dark lipstick, you are looking like a clown half the time. Not everyone, talking about myself. And so my goal was 8 times. I used this over 8 times. And now I'm going to roll it out and roll something else in. And I am going to roll in the Generation Plump and Shine by Catrice. My goal on the Black Honey, no, that one, I'm sorry. That one was the goal was 10 times. I only used it 4. I apologize. I was looking at the wrong line because I just couldn't make it work with my eye looks. I think that's one of the few products I failed on. One I no longer have. Oh, by the way, I'm rolling that. This is in Rose Quartz. I'm rolling this in for it. It's a neutral color and it's a shimmer gloss, which is my thing. But one I no longer have sitting here is the Clinique Happy. This was a Scent Bird. I had it 8 times. I used it 8 times. It's went off. It doesn't smell good, so I did throw it away. But it was from Scentbird and I used all but that much, so I feel comfortable. I actually got the full-size Clinique Happy in gratis when I was at Ulta, so I know what it smells like. I've used it for years and I have a current bottle of it and it didn't smell right anymore. So the last item, and hats off to you if you're still here, is the ColourPop setting spray. My goal was use this 15 times and this is where we're at. We are well below that line. And my big thing is that I don't hate or love this. It's kind of a meh product for me. It does seal in my makeup in the sense of making the powders blend pretty well, but it does not make my makeup last. When I use only this, my makeup does not last the same as when I use, say, the Charlotte Tilbury or the Milk Makeup or the MAC Fix Plus. So this is one that I'm just not going to rebuy, but I am trying to get my money's worth on that. So that is my 23 and 23. As you see, some things rolled out, some things rolled in. I'm very open to flexing so I can use different stuff. If I concentrate only on my PN challenges, all the makeup sits here and this ages a whole nother year. So I want to be rolling things in and out. And then also the end of the month, it's usually 3 to 5 days. I literally wear whatever I want to wear. It's not anything PN challenge unless that product is bringing me joy and I wear things out of my drawer. And then during the month, I do share things back and forth. I have an everyday makeup drawer and I put stuff in there and I use some pan and some makeup drawer stuff. So it definitely makes a big difference for me if I'm able to rotate through. So that is my video. If you enjoyed it, I hope you will like, share, subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a good time, guys. Talk to you soon.